Hello, good morning, warm welcome. It is time for the decoding of the ET Wealth newspaper. And today the topic that we are picking to discuss is what are those 10 personal finance rules for taking break from work. A lot of us women, we take breaks from work. We need sabbaticals at different stages in our lives. Sometimes we want to start an entrepreneurial venture and we want to take a break. Some of us, we have a child, we want to take a break, we get married, we want to settle, we want to build a new home. Our parents are not well or parents-in-law need us and we need to be taking breaks. So in every woman's life, there are different situations which show up, which lead us to get into a space where we can take a sabbatical, we can take a break from work. And today we're going to talk about those 10 personal finance rules that can help us, that support us in actually taking that break from work. Before I begin on this, let me tell you that I am not here promoting Economic Times by any chance. I'm not paid to do that. This is a part of my reading habit. So I read daily around something around finance, and reading the ET Wealth newspaper is a weekly activity that I engage in. So yeah, that's about me and how I do it. And warm welcome, my people. It's so good to see you guys acknowledging that you are right here. Usha, Manjula, Amrita, Sindhuri, Arokya, Kaveri, Arpita, warm welcome everybody. What a privilege to have you guys. So I'm beginning straight on. Hey Shika. Okay, so let's begin. So whenever you want to take break from work, please make sure you're following these rules. Rule number 1 is define, for how long you're taking this break. So as I always tell you, your goal needs to be absolutely clear for you. Anytime, this is a very, very basic rule of personal finance. So anytime you are, you're wanting to reach a certain financial goal, you want to do financial planning, know that you need to know what is it that you want. In this case, when you want break from work, for how long do you want that break? So start typing, everybody. For how long do you think you want to take a break? And then you got to determine from there what it will take to get there. So, here I love what ET Wealth is creating. Without the milestone, you run the danger of prolonging your break and getting adamant about something that isn't working. So say you want to start an entrepreneurial venture, you take a break from your day job to run that entrepreneurial venture, you need to define a time. Until when you're going to, work on that venture. And if it does not turn profitable, you're going to move on. You're going to go back to your day job. So you got to define a time limit. And yes, in case of entrepreneurial venture, it will come from business planning. Because if you don't have a business plan, then there's no point taking a break from work, right? So that's the key. And after that, second thing that I want to talk about is a break always needs a corpus. So wherever you're standing today, you got to identify when is it you want to go on a break for, how long, and then identify how much corpus will it need. What is that money, that fund that I need? Did my broadcast stop? At least that's what informed me. Let's see. I think I'm back. Guys, can you write I'm back? Anybody watching? Are you guys around? Just say I'm back, because I'm not sure. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, okay, Kaveri, thank you. Thank you for that. Got that, Amrita. Okay, Kaveri is creating not taking a break, as I'm already doing exactly what I love. But I'm interested in listening to this conversation. I know others who want to take a break. Got that? You're driving. Got that. Thank you, Sindhuri, Savita, Mukta, Rokya, Usha, Gauri, Rishika, Namita. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Yes, Manjula. Okay, so first was, for how long do you want to take a break? right? So having a clearly defined financial goal, that's step one. Step two is to identify how much money do you need to get there and to sustain all those years. So say you have a child, now for how long do you want to take that sabbatical? How much money will it take? Okay, so if you have large and critical financial goals, you want to provide for those too. Okay, so a large financial goal is one that needs funding that is bigger than your regular and routine income. So look at the definition of financial goal here. I loved this one. A large financial goal is one that needs funding that is biggest than your regular and routine income. It is critical if it must be funded. So that's a financial goal, okay? And having a clearly defined financial goal, giving yourself a timeline for it, identifying for how long you will be in that sabbatical, how much money will it take, and then of course, how will you get there, right? How are you going to get there from where you are today? That's third step, okay? So you have to replace your current income, right? When you are on that break. So do you need all that money? Not really, right? Because right now we also spend at least some amount of money on luxuries. But when we are on a break and we're trying to make something work, then we don't need to really spend on luxuries. Not in all the cases, maybe. So you got to identify, right? You got to identify what are those mandatory expenses, those necessaries that need to get funded. What are those expenses which are, say, little luxuries? If not luxuries, they are little luxuries and they can be avoided for a certain period of time. Got to figure that. Fourth step, okay, fourth rule is if your break involves new spends, then make sure that you've included them in your estimates. So what are those new spends? So say you have a child, a newborn child, and then of course, right, I mean all the clothes, the shoes, because the child really grows very fast, and at every different stage you will need different clothes and now shoes because they've outgrown the old ones. So that's how it is. So new spend. So you got to figure, right, that if your break involves any kind of new spends, how much is that going to cost you? Are you ready? Are you prepared for it? So here, Uma Shashikant, who has written this article, she's saying, so Uma Shashikant is a chairperson of Center for Investment Education and Learning. And she's saying that a friend wanted to pursue a career in modeling. And she gave up her full-time bank job for that. So she was soon, she soon finished the amount of money that she had because she had to spend so much on clothes, accessories, beauty treatments, and gym routines. So cutting corners hurt her prospects and spending too much left her anxious. So that's about, a new career that you may be trying to build or whatever life situation you might be in. Fifth, do not punt on risky assets with the corpus that you've created for your new pursuit. So don't lock the money into a land or property. It's an immovable asset, not a very liquid asset. Okay, liquid asset means you cannot take cash out straight away from it. So don't really manage your asset allocation right. If you're not managing your asset allocation right, then what's going to happen? It's all going to backfire. So, again, a basic rule is manage the asset allocation well. Do not gamble. Yeah. Do not put your money anywhere, everywhere. Understand what you're doing. Identify good quality investments with your own knowledge. Do not depend on others. Nobody can make that sabbatical happen for you. You got to be responsible for making that sabbatical happen. So remember that, okay? Clearly get it. A lot of us depend on advisors, brokers, etc., etc. But that's not the way forward, okay? Sixth is be careful, okay, while you are making large expenses, right? So Uma here is saying that she has met many retirees who rejoice in their large corpus and spend lavishly in the initial years. And then they presume a second career can wait while they enjoy the fruits of their many years of labor. By the time they realize that they need to be working again, a good part of their corpus has gone into home renovation, gifts, and donations to children and grandchildren and spent away in travel. So estimate realistically, invest to provide the income that keeps you sane, and then see if there is a surplus to indulge in. Seventh, make sure that the basics are in place. It is a bad idea to take a break when you have outstanding loans. So make sure you are debt free, or you are putting away so much fund that it can easily pay all the EMIs for a couple of years, couple of months that you want to go on a sabbatical for. So yeah, make sure the basics are in place. Make sure, you don't have EMIs. There is no burden, no financial burden on you. You're clear on how you can pay the EMIs if you're taking the break while you have the loan. Okay. Don't use too much credit card. Of course, this is yet another basic. You got to really have your spending plan sorted. Your spending habits need to be absolutely in place. If you don't have any of these, keep making a note of all the gaps, because these are the gaps you need to fill. Okay. If you are in the inner circle at Women on Wealth, then you know how to fill it. If you're not in the inner circle, you don't have access to any financial skill right now, then you know that you need to be getting into a course, into a community that gives you access to an environment that is thriving, helping you thrive financially. So yeah, sometimes even we got to, let go of certain relationships which might be costing us our sabbatical. This is a basic that I'm adding from my view. And why I'm putting, I don't see it here, but I really see that really, really helps. I never made friends who were real spendthrifts. I knew that I will not manage to be a part of such a peer group, because no matter how much money I made, I really saved up for my wealth creation goal. So sometimes it is key to figure what is your peer group, who are the kind of people you are with, and if that circle is not maybe supporting you in building the life that you love. List down all your assets. Look at the asset allocation in your portfolio is the 8th point which is listed here. Okay, so these are the ones you will turn to if your plan hits any kind of a risk, there is anything that, so what we are saying is you have a plan A and then you have a plan B, and that plan B are those assets. But in all the cases this basic may not work, because we have many financial goals which are at stake. Now if those financial goals are at stake, you can't be using up your assets. So say you're taking a sabbatical to build an entrepreneurial venture, and in 15 years time your child needs to go for higher education. Now you can't mess up with the investments that you've made for that child's higher education. So this may not suit everybody's situation. You can't be really selling all the assets that you have without thinking. So always have other financial goals in mind, and this is why it is critical to have a list of your financial goals. For all my money gymmers who are sitting here, check out, okay, in the money gym workbook, we have this entire list of all the financial goals and how much money we need to get there and how much time we need to get there. So yeah, just for that sabbatical, all the assets can't be used. 9th is, here it's written work with a partner. I would replace this by saying make sure that you're financially educated, you are financially literate. Finance, relationships, and health. These are the three priorities for anybody's, for anyone. Three priorities. And can we really focus here? I'm repeating them: health, wealth, and relationships. Okay? And, we got to be mastering these three areas. There is no other way out. No matter how much we may want to outsource our health, we can't outsource it. At the end of the day, we got to take charge. No matter how much we want to outsource our relationships, we got to be the ones who are investing in them. The same way is wealth. Nobody else can make money for you. Everybody has their own financial goals at stake. Yeah, I can't make money for you. You can't make money for me. We all got to stand up for our own selves, and that is where taking charge begins. Taking responsibility begins. When I say I am responsible for my finances, my financial goals in my life. And that is where power is. So we all need to take charge, build in that financial literacy, keep being at it. We got to have a mentor in place. We got to have a community, which is our environment for our financial success. And we got to build that investor attitude. So somebody who's willing to learn at all times, having an open mind, willing to, say that, yes, I made a mistake, etc., etc., etc. So make sure, okay, you're financially literate, you're financially educated, and you are ticking all the points that I mentioned here. And 10th point, make sure that you made the decision to take a break and you're willing to own up the consequences. All the decisions are not the right decisions, right? Each one of us have taken the wrong decisions, and trust you me, I have taken many of them. Many, many wrong decisions, and they are our own. So let's go beyond blame, shame. So no blaming, no shaming. We own up the consequences. And like I said, that is what responsibility is. When we are willing to say, I am responsible. Start typing, guys. What are you getting? What are you understanding for your money life? Please start typing. For all my money gymmers, I trust the Money Gym program has come alive for you, because in the Money Gym program, we practically actually do what we are talking about here. So yeah, you guys, all the Money Gymmers, congratulations today. I'm sure you can see that you have all the practical tools in hand to implement all these 10 basics. Start typing. What are you getting? Understanding, learning. Okay, Usha, we're responsible for our own act. Yes, very true. We are responsible, right? We are responsible for our own money life. Okay, what else? What else are we getting? And for all of you who have not acknowledged that they are around, please make sure you do acknowledge, okay? That's the key. Really, really acknowledging that you are here for your financial education, because trust you me, we are the first lot inspiring the coming lot to become financially educated. Prachi, you're taking away health, wealth, and relationships, isn't it? Aren't those the three areas that we all want to rock in? Well, another one, it also fits in relationship also. For me, it's like my self-esteem. So yeah, these are some of the important aspects. Yes, Prachi, got it. Okay, what else? Are you putting all the basics in place? Arpita, consciousness towards finance? Yes. Maya, own your mistakes. Absolutely. If not us, who will own them up? Otherwise, we don't own them, then we're just blaming, shaming, criticizing, reaching nowhere, right? Focus on the three. Yes, health, wealth, relationships. Absolutely. Just now with a couple of my own friends, I have created a group that we are calling Causing Great Relationships. And we are meeting once a week. We now have a mentor. And, 5-6 of us, we're friends. And, we're like really coming together week after week for 1 hour to to really cause great relationships in our lives. So I really believe in this concept of learning, having a mentor, having a community. So whatever I am talking about here, actually I'm personally implementing in my life. So that's how. Mukta, no blame, no shame. Thank you for that. Thank you, Mukta. If you got this, this is it. Right? Because we keep beating our own selves up. I mean, especially us women. I mean, our conditioning is like we keep beating ourselves up, and we got to really move out of that space. Like really, really. Okay, Namita, sure. Sure. Neha, you're starting to get aware. Such a reality check. I'm glad. I'm glad, Neha. It's showing up for you. And you got to really, really work on your money gym worksheets, okay? That is what is needed of you at this stage. You and everyone who is here, okay? Learning. Got that, guys? So, how many of you are willing to send this to your friends who might be wanting to take break from work? So, first I want to know how many of you have friends or family members you personally know who tell you, okay, maybe, I want to take a break from work. Type in me. Type in me. Yes, Neha, I know. My team is telling me about you. We're keeping a tab on each and every money gymmer. So yeah, get your act together. Okay, just some fun. Yes, this is my intention to push each one towards their financial progress. So tell me, guys, how many of you have friends and family who want to take a break from work? Type in me. It's time we take charge. It's time that we start altering our immediate environment. Got that, Shelja? Thank you. Thank you for typing that in. When I was creating this Causing Great Relationship group, and I thought of all my friends who are like, who at any point have told me that, okay, I would want a better relationship, or, I would want to put in a little effort, or I am struggling. And I just spoke with them and I just brought them together. I said, listen, buddy, this is the intention, let's cause it. So, yeah, I think each one of us, if we can start taking charge like that, our life can be very different. So, Shelja, one is you. Who else? A lot of you are here. Neha, Namita, Mukta, Manjula, Usha, Arokya, Sindhuri, Ishika, Amrita, Kaveri, Savita. What about you guys? Do you have people in your lives? And my invitation is that you share this video with them, because who knows, they get that, yeah, they need to be doing this. Things will not happen on their own. Just because you want it, it ain't going to happen on its own. You have a financial goal, you got to make it happen. Yeah. So you got to cause it in your lives. So that's how each one of us need to cause it. So can you share the video? Everybody type in shared. Got that, Maya? Thank you. Thank you for sharing the video. I want each woman in Kerala moving, Maya. And it's on you who's going to do it. Oh, Usha, no one ever told you that they want break from work. Got it? You're still thinking? I love that. Maybe you know people who are secretly thinking about that. Right? We don't have the courage to say it often. We may all want it, but how many of us really voice it? That's the thing. Most of us, we don't voice it. Maya, you took a yes? Okay, got it. Got it. So thank you so much, everybody, for participating. Loads of love. Make sure that you're using these basics in your money life. These basics are actually the personal finance rules. And if you follow them, you put them to practice, nothing, nobody can come in the way. No circumstance, no situation can come in the way of you really making that goal happen. And you can trust me on that. I have over 17 years of experience in causing it. Got that, Maya? Mukta, some aha moment is happening for you? Got it. You need to create a group. Sure, or maybe you need to join mine. So just get in touch if you want to join mine. Take charge, everybody. Stay safe. Bye-bye. Loads of love.